We may be entering the world of the Jetsons, with driverless cars and all forms of futuristic travel coming to reality. But some cities are going back to the future with streetcars. Some claim they boost economies and connect neighborhoods. But Joce Sterman reports others say these are streetcars named waste.
Invented in 1888, streetcars were a cutting-edge mode of transportation. More than a century later, they're back in a big way. You could say we're in the middle of a streetcar renaissance, with nostalgia driving its development. This is downtown Atlanta, where a sleek blue streetcar runs a 3-mile loop in the middle of a traffic lane.
When you see it coming around and making this loop, what do you think?
I think, what a waste of money. What a waste of taxpayer dollars. What a waste of a potential transit solution.
Benita Dodd is with the Georgia Public Policy Foundation. She's dubbed it a streetcar named disaster.
It's yesteryear's technology. It's yesteryear's transit.
Installing the streetcar in Atlanta cost nearly $100 million. The money came from federal and local grants and included nearly $25 million from Atlanta's taxpayers.
Where do you want to sit?
Dodd says when the city started charging a $1 fare, ridership went down nearly 70% in 5 months.
But if it's so easy to tell that this is, in essence, a failure, in your opinion, that no one is riding it, how do you not just bring them on the train, say, where is everybody? Let's not expand.
Are you telling me that you expect elected officials to admit failure? They have the bottomless wallets of taxpayers to reach into. They can continue funding this into infinity.
It's a vanity project for politicians and bureaucrats. It's not a transportation project.
David Williams with Taxpayers Protection Alliance has been studying the new wave and waste from streetcar projects all over the country.
There's streetcar envy. One city will see another city do a streetcar and they go, that looks beautiful, let's do that. And unfortunately, after millions of dollars are spent, they find out that it's a waste of money.
For many, the road is paved with complications. In Seattle, the streetcar project's estimated budget has doubled to nearly $300 million, including funds to retrofit tracks because the new cars are too big to fit. Last year, mold was found in the ventilation system of Cincinnati's streetcar, which has struggled with mechanical problems and dipping ridership. And in Oklahoma City, which was touting success, when the streetcar started charging fares in February, ridership dropped 50%.
In all of your research, you haven't seen a city that you can say, they at least built this on budget, they built it on time, and it works.
We haven't seen any city where a streetcar has really added to the transportation infrastructure of a city.
So why the green light for so many of these projects? They're often touted as a way to revitalize underserved corridors, as Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser recently proclaimed during a celebration of the city's streetcar's 3rd anniversary.
We said at the start of the project that it would spur economic development along the corridor, and we can see that it has done exactly that.
A recent study of Seattle and Portland streetcars cautions the presence of the streetcar does not guarantee development.
Businesses don't follow streetcars. Streetcars follow businesses. So this is not something that's going to create a bunch of wealth in a neighborhood or a city. It just doesn't happen.
The D.C. streetcar took 9 years to build at a price of $200 million. According to the Federal Transit Administration, each weekday, 767,000 people take D.C.'s Metro. 14,000 ride city buses. The streetcar, only about 3,400 passengers.
It seems like a really dynamite way for everyone in this area to move around.
I work here and I live not too far from here, so they can be helpful, just getting back and forth.
The only way I can think of to improve their efficiency would be to give them a dedicated lane, but it kind of seems like the ship has sailed on that one.
Streetcar projects sail on as both D.C. and Atlanta have considered expanding their systems. By Dodd's estimate, Atlanta taxpayers will be strapped with the costs of the streetcar for decades with no fix in sight.
How can they fix things?
Give up and say to everybody else who is even thinking about a streetcar that it doesn't work. Spend your dollars on something wiser.
The transit authority that owns Atlanta's streetcar told us it's evaluating ridership and trends to make improvements. Here in D.C., the Department of Transportation says the streetcar continues to exceed expectations, with businesses in the area crediting the system with tremendous development. I'm Joce Sterman for Full Measure.
We're back with a look at what's ahead next week after this.